It's AJ and Ryan on the AandRPodcast.
How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the AandRPodcast. I'm AJ.
And I'm Ryan. Did you forget?
Did you? Yep.
God damn it.
I was going to play it off like it was a joke, but then I was like, I just full on fucking forgot.
Yeah.
Fuck me. Okay. Ryan, I have a confession to make. I don't like you very much.
I'll confess you fucking twats.
Oh, right. I have a confession. I banged your mom. Boom, roasted. So we're gonna read some confessions. So I'm gonna start. So mine are like 0 from 100, but I'm gonna start at 100 and work my way back. Okay.
0. What do you mean?
So like they're the first one was quite tame, and this one's
okay.
fucking horrendous.
Okay. Right.
And I do not want any of this to get clipped, ever. Okay.
Let's go. For it.
So the title of this one is, shout out Reddit confessions, by the way. My boyfriend's sexual fantasies have become disturbing to me. I'm horrified. I'm saying this in the perspective of the girl.
Okay.
I'm horrified to even be writing this. Should I do it in a girl's voice?
No.
I don't know where else to go.
No, I can't listen to that the whole way through.
With only occasional fight. No, sorry. Okay, we met in high school and we have a fairly good relationship, only with occasional fighting. Well, over the years, her boyfriend and her are 22 male and 19 female. Over the years, I've discovered some kinks that he has, which he has, which is normal. I'd say I'm a mildly kinky person as well. Choking, hair pulling, degradation. Nice. Hit me up. I learned 2 years ago into the relationship that he has a daddy kink. Ugh. But that's not the kink that makes me feel uncomfortable. We sexed fairly often. Our sex life is decent. It feels good. But I've only truly finished about 3 or 4 times with him, and I fake it every time. Oh. We live separately with opposite work shift. One works 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. and the other works 5 p.m. till 10:30 p.m. So we have sex on the weekends. We both have very high sex drives, so our sexting can get intense. We were role-playing, and he has just gotten home from work. I was waiting on the bed for him. Or something. In the midst, he decided to pretend to bring our daughter into the bedroom. So he's pretending that a daughter, which doesn't exist, into the bedroom. I was like, what the actual fuck? I played it off like it was like, oops, the door was locked, go away kind of thing. He didn't stop there. Okay, and Ryan, I'm about to read the maddest sentence in this. Okay, I think this podcast has hit new levels of fucked upness when I read this. Okay, there's going to be shockwaves of fucked up echoing from this episode. Okay. He said, quote, "You're going to show your daughter how to be a good slut for her man when she's older. She's watching you right now. Teach her how to be a woman and please her man."
Bro, that's kind of illegal still.
Bro, that's nuts. That is nuts. That is crazy.
I find if that
Jesus.
I think that would put me off a person instantly.
I think I'd get the ick. If someone was like...
Ick. I'd be tempted to ring the fucking police.
They don't have a daughter. You haven't actually done anything illegal,
No, but to have those kind of thoughts and to say... And
fucked up.
Right, there's one thing having those thoughts and there's one thing having those thoughts and feeling comfortable enough to say them.
Okay, so the story is, I was about to start crying. He was never like this, and I didn't respond for the rest of the night and pretend I had fallen asleep. I was mortified. How could he see our future daughter as a sex slave and open her eyes to her parents having sex? I don't know what to do. There's nothing wrong with him on an average day, but he does bring up the daughter thing every once in a while. Every once in a while. So now I look at him differently. What should I do? Do I address him or leave it alone? We do not actually have a child together. We won't have one until I'm about 27. We communicated the finishing issue, and he didn't know there was a difference between squirting and finishing. Shake my head. With the daughter thing, he said it's a fantasy. We both agreed about a year ago when our kids become of age, we would tell them that it's okay to be sexually open with us. We want them to feel comfortable talking to us about things sexually in case something bad happens for some reason. That was his meaning when he said, when they're old enough, why not? And in why not help our kids find enjoyment in their sex lives without being directly involved. He said he watched a lot of porn when he was younger before he met me and had a lot of one-night stands, but still, I find it disturbing that he can say those things in the middle of sex. I broke up with him tonight.
So she does know what to do.
Yeah, so sorry. The first part was that, and then when I read the update, that's like the update she put in after.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I don't blame it. I think you can't.
Bro,
You
no, you
can't
can't
just
get over that.
exactly, and you can't just like think in the back of your head, oh, maybe he'll get over it, or maybe if I say, oh, I don't like that, he might just say it, not say it, because you'll think, well, he's thinking it, but he's just not saying it now.
Well, yeah.
So, mate, I've
I have one thing to say. That
What?
is 50 Shades of fucked up.
mate.
It's made me feel a little bit ill. I don't think I'm ever gonna have sex again.
Yeah, I think it's a bit criminal activity going on.
I think he needs his head checked. He's definitely American.
I think he's watched that.
Teach your daughter what a good slut she needs to be. No. God, no, please, no, God, no.
I think he's watched that kind of taboo porn too much.
Okay, there is taboo, and then there's that.
Yeah, but as in, like, you know how he's kind of. He's just
Oh no, I know what you mean. Like the. Yes, I think so. Have you got some confessions?
I thought you meant personally. Then I was like, not sure if I want to tell them. Right, okay. This one's called.
My girlfriend pretends to bring my son in the room and says, "Teach your son how to pound a girl real good." It's so weird.
Right. Okay, so this one's called "My Grandfather's Ashes Are Random Charcoal Ashes."
Oh, I feel like I already know this story's going.
This isn't a long one. I say this title isn't clickbait. My grandpa recently passed away, and the family takes turns having his ashes at their house, and it was our turn. While home alone, I was cleaning, and I knocked over the vase, and there was ashes everywhere. I panicked and remembered we grilled out and dumped some ash in there, so I feel bad. So, yeah, it put from his cooking things. He just put that in.
I feel like if no one finds out, you're good.
I think it's an accident, but it's just a bad accident to have.
You can't tell anyone about it.
You can't reveal it because
never ever
it's
like
one of those things that no one will ever know. But,
yeah, you either tell them when it happens,
yeah,
or not at all.
Yeah. And someone put, why not sweep up the actual ashes and put them back in?
Dusty.
I love these fucking things. Right, yeah, sorry, that was
okay. Do you want me?
I do have a few more.
I've got another one. Okay, this is another short one, but I feel like it's gonna have a good talking point because I know whose side I'm on. Months ago, my jerk nephew kicked me in the ankle after having surgery and laughed about it, knowing it was painful. I hid a few empty beer cans under his bed. Today, his mum found them. He's grounded for the summer. I love that. I love it.
It can't beat a good old prank. You got a prank,
Well,
bro.
Clearly, he's old enough to like for so it's believable that his mum to kick beer. So he's old enough not to kick someone in the ankle.
Yeah.
So he's a dick. I hope he rots in hell.
Right. I've got one called When I Was 11, I stole my teacher's USB and I had a terrible idea.
Oh god, don't tell me it's like child.
Right.
Okay, keep going.
When I was 11 years old, my teacher left his USB on the table while leaving class. I secretly took it. I hated my teacher. Then I went home and plugged the USB into my computer. My plan was to put a porn video inside the USB. When the teacher came to the classroom, I was going to leave the USB on the table, and he would plug the USB to the smartboard, and he would see that video and open it. The whole class would watch that video. But at the last moment, I gave up doing this and gave the USB back to the teacher normally. I may have made mistakes while typing. Yeah, there you go. That was it.
That's not really much of a confession because
Yeah,
you didn't
true.
actually do
You
anything.
didn't actually do
That's
anything.
like me being like, oh, I'm
Yeah,
going to commit a
shit.
crime.
That was
Oh
shit.
no, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, that was shit.
Hee like, come on.
Yeah. Okay. You go on.
No, I've only got one more, so you can do another
Okay,
one. I'll
yeah.
do one, then you can do one.
Okay. This one's called I told my teacher this kid had a knife when I knew he didn't, but he got expelled anyways.
Jesus Christ!
I-
Reddit is criminal, you know.
The thing is, it's hard to know if it's made up or not, but right. I was in 9th
Yeah,
grade.
but like,
Go on.
I feel like it is real. Like, I feel like they're all real.
Right. I was in 9th grade and I was getting bullied a lot by people. One kid in my geography class wasn't the biggest jerk. but just one I wanted to get rid of. After class one day, I slipped my teacher a note saying he had a knife and threatened to use it on me if I didn't give him my notes. My next class, I called in the principal's office to explain the situation. They asked me to describe the knife, out of panic, I freaked said black with green spotted pattern. In a coincidence, his best friend had one that fit that description. They found weed on the guy. I told. They found weed. It says in the guy. Probably should be on the guy. Weed on the guy.
If the school search for weed in the guy, it's a crime.
They found weed on the guy. I told on his backpack. This was their third offence. So they both got expelled. I had no idea what happened to them. Nobody found out. I was the one who told the staff about the knife. It didn't make my life a whole lot better, but at the time it felt good to return some of the crap I got. Looking back now, I don't know why they searched his friend's backpack. Edit. Here we go. I love y'all calling me a snitch. How I'm just as bad as the bully. I can only think the people who are so outraged over this story on the internet are the same type of killed that got killed? I don't know.
Child that got expelled.
Got expelled. Confronting this kid wouldn't have worked. Nobody in a history. This guy, right? I'm not going to start reading because he needs to learn some fucking English lessons.
I think it's fine. Like he did have a knife on him and he did have weed on him, so like, yeah. He's in the wrong.
Yeah. Right. You one more each.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do one. Okay. So, this isn't me talking. When I was in high school, I purposely got my girlfriend pregnant. She's now my wife, so happy ending in the end, but fucked up still. We were 17 and in love when our son was born. We had practiced safe sex. I love how people say practiced safe sex. It's like, you're not practicing, you're just having safe sex.
Yeah, practice.
We had safe sex.
No,
they're doing it like it's a practice.
Preached it to people, but...
Preached it to the heavens. Lord Savior, use a condom. Okay. Sorry. we practiced safe sex and he was on birth control and we used condoms. I quit school to work at the steel mill with my dad and provide for my family. At 18, I asked her to marry me and she said yes. We've been together ever since. 12 years now. Congratulations. And have 3 children together. But what she didn't know until recently is that I poked a hole in the condom. She was the most beautiful girl I'd ever met, and I wanted to be with her forever. In my fucked up teenage head, poking a hole in the condom was a way to ensure she'd be my life forever. Years later, I realised how shitty that was, especially since it worked. So I told her the truth. She laughed and said she wasn't ever on birth control. I lied. Then we both laughed. I guess we trapped each other, and are both shitty people. God, I love her.
Oh, gee.
Okay.
I think it's
okay.
It's
both
bad.
of them are fucked up, but it's really nice they found each other because they're each other's level of crazy.
Yeah, I think it's just lucky that I think anyone else. Obviously, I think if he did that, well, technically,
My brother, if a girl tells me out, she's on. No, it's just lying. Like I don't think you get in trouble for it. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
I thought lying...
No, because if you're consenting to the sex.
Yeah, but you're consenting to safe sex. It's not safe sex if you poke a hole in it.
I don't know. Maybe we should find the laws out of this. But if a girl tells me she's on birth control, God trust her. My brother, I don't need a kid.
Yeah.
Touch wood.
I think they're both in the wrong, but obviously it looked like it works out for them, kind of thing.
Yeah, it worked out, and the fact that she laughed is good. It's not good, but like, let's just be happy that they're together and they can't be with other people because those other people would be pretty fucked up from them.
Yeah, they would be criminal route. Yeah. Right. I'm a server and I take my own surveys on our tabletop tablets. Oh God, that's really short. No.
Oh, it's all confession.
I opened my father's Star Trek whiskey bottle and I haven't told him. My father collects wine, beer bottles with cool designs and alcohol in general, but he only drinks socially. He has this cupboard with lots of bottles, and that's where I store my vodka and gin. Sometimes he's okay with me having his alcohol, and I allow him to have mine too, if he has friends around. Unfortunately, one day I made a decision that I really regret. A few weeks ago, I saw his bottle of whiskey in the cupboard that somebody customly made a cover around with Star Trek things. It was most likely a birthday present from a friend of his, and he would have wanted to keep it with the rest of his collection. I had no alcohol and didn't want to spend any money on anymore, and at first I thought the bottle was already open, but when I twisted I heard the click and I knew I had opened it for the first time. I poured myself some anyway, closed it, put it back in the cupboard, and I know it's going to go off eventually. And if he ever wants to drink it on a special occasion, it will be. He says rot, but I assume that means gross. And he'll get really upset. I really, really don't want to tell him, but tell him what I did. But I also know that at some point in the future, this will come back to get me. Edit. Thank you for your input, guys. I'll apologise to him and see if there's anything I can do to make it up to him.
So I would that's plausible deniability because like you could like if he's like it tastes funny, you'd be like, oh, I don't know about this shit.
Yeah, I suppose you could just deny it if you wanted to.
That's what I'd do. I'd be like, deny.
But I don't know. I don't know how if it's like going to be. Is it just cheap whiskey that's got a cool cover on it, or is it really expensive whiskey? Because obviously I know whiskey can just
Star Trek whiskey. Ooh,
really expensive. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'd just deny. I don't know, but I guess Ryan, you're a very honourable guy, so you tell the truth. I just wouldn't drink the whiskey in the first place.
I don't know about that, I don't know.
I think I'd lie. I mean, to be honest, I think. Well, I was going through them, and I was going to get my headline of the week after I did the confessions. But I think after I read the daughter one at the start, I just put my phone down and was just staring out of my window for like 10 minutes because I was just like in shock.
That's like a mad confession.
So I didn't actually get a headline of the week, but I think that story is enough to cover as many headlines of the week as we need.
That's fucked up.
So fucked up. I hope you fucking get neutered so you don't have children. Okay, so I want to thank you guys at home for listening. We're really sorry for the content of the first story. I've been your host AJ. This is my daughter Ryan. No, I'm just kidding. I've been your host AJ.
And I've been Ryan.
See, I'm never going to recover from that story.